Sexual harassment is a type of bullying that is based on someone's gender or sexual nature. It is unwanted behavior that makes a person uncomfortable or intimidated. Sexual harassment can include many different actions. For example, making sexual jokes or comments about someone's body, telling sexual stories or sending sexual messages without consent, touching someone in a way that makes them feel uncomfortable or repeatedly asking someone out after they have said no. What makes it harassment is that it is unwanted and repeated, and it creates a hostile or offensive environment for the person experiencing it. Sexual harassment can happen anywhere, in schools, workplaces, online, or in public places. Anyone can be a victim, and anyone can be a perpetrator. It doesn't only happen to a specific gender. If you experience or see sexual harassment, it is important to tell someone you trust. You can speak to a teacher, friend, family member, or someone in authority. No one should feel unsafe or uncomfortable because of someone else's behavior. In this video, we will be discussing a very important social issue, which is sexual harassment. This issue happens more often than we realize and can affect people of all ages, genders, and backgrounds. Many cases go unreported because victims feel scared, embarrassed, or unsure about what counts as sexual harassment. The purpose of this video is to help us understand what sexual harassment really means, what kinds of behavior are considered inappropriate, and why it should never be taken lightly. By watching this video, we can become more aware of our actions and learn how to respect personal boundaries. I hope this video will help us gain a clearer understanding of this issue and encourage us to create a safer and more respectful environment for everyone.
Sexual harassment is a serious problem in Malaysia and around the world. To address this issue effectively, it is important to understand the factors that contribute to it. One major factor is societal and cultural attitudes towards gender roles. In some communities, traditional beliefs place women in weaker positions and give more powers to men. This can make inappropriate behavior seem acceptable and discourage victims from speaking out. Research shows that 36% of Malaysian women have experienced sexual harassment, yet 54% victims did not report the incident due to the embarrassment. This shows how social stigma continues to silence victims and allow harassment to continue. Another contributing factor is the lack of awareness and education about sexual harassment. Many people do not realize that actions such as unwanted touchings or sexual comments are illegal. A study at University of Malaya found that 83% of students were unaware of the university anti-sexual harassment guideline, and 76% did not know what steps to take if harassment occurs. Without proper education, these behaviors often go unchallenged. A third factor is power imbalance and weak enforcement. Sexual harassment often happens in workplaces or online spaces where perpetrators hold authority, making victims afraid to report. Data from the MCMC and the Royal Malaysia Police shows that more than 1,500 offensive online posts involving children were identified in the first half of 2025. Although most were removed, the issue remains serious, especially for vulnerable groups. Understanding these factors helps explain why sexual harassment continues and why stronger awareness, reporting support, and enforcement are urgently needed.
Sexual harassment brings effects that extend far beyond the individual victim. Reports to Royal Malaysia Police (PDRM) show that thousands of sexual harassment cases have been recorded over recent years, indicating that the problem remains widespread and underreported. One of the most significant effects of sexual harassment is its psychological and emotional impact. Malaysian research shows that victims commonly experience fear, anxiety, stress, sleep disturbance, and loss of self-confidence. In workplace studies, over 70% of victims reported psychological distress following harassment, affecting their mental health and daily functioning. These emotional effects often persist long after the incident itself. Sexual harassment also has a direct impact on work performance and productivity. Studies conducted in Malaysian universities and workplaces found that harassment leads to lower job satisfaction, increased work stress, and reduced motivation. Many victims lose interest in their work, perform less effectively, or leave their jobs altogether, creating long-term consequences for both employees and employers. In healthcare settings, over 50% of nurses surveyed reported experiencing harassment, with many respondents suffering psychological effects such as reduced self-confidence and stress that affects patient care, family, and community interactions. Beyond the workplace, sexual harassment creates broader social and economic consequences. Higher prevalence rate, especially among women, reinforce gender inequality and discourage participation in public and professional spaces. Despite the existence of law and amendments aimed at preventing sexual harassment, there are still shortcomings in the legal system. For instance, the main deficiency is that only monetary compensation is available to the victim, which may not be a sufficient deterrent.
Sexual harassment. For a long time, Malaysia only had something called the 1999 Code of Practice. Think of it as a polite suggestion for companies to be nice. It didn't work because it had no teeth, meaning that no one got punished for ignoring it. But today, we have a real solution, which is the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022. It created a special tribunal, which is like a simplified faster court. You don't need an expensive lawyer to go there. If someone is found guilty, the tribunal can make them pay you up to 250 ringgit. This moves us from asking people to behave to forcing them to face consequences. The second solution is about the workplace. In the past, if you complain to your boss, they might tell you to just keep quiet or to save the company's name. Now, thanks to new changes in the Employment Act, companies must investigate. They can't just sweep it under the rug anymore. My suggestion here is that every Malaysian company needs a clear step-by-step guide posted in the office. It shouldn't be a secret. Employees need to know who to call and know. It shouldn't be a person who is harassing them. Lastly, we have to fix our culture. In Malaysia, we are very malu, or so to say, ashamed. Often people will ask the victim, "What were you wearing? Why were you there?" instead of blaming the harasser. The solution is education, and using the One-Stop Crisis Center or OSCC. These are found in our government hospital. They are amazing because they give you a doctor, a counselor, and a police officer all in one room. So you only have to tell your story once. So to solve this, we need to stop being polite about the harassment. We need to call it out when we see it, whether it's a joke in a WhatsApp group or a comment on the street. Laws are good, but a change in our Malaysian mindset is what will actually keep us safe. Thank you for listening. My name is Elvin matrix number 8201615.
Sexual harassment is not an issue that can be solved by laws alone. Although Malaysia has taken important steps by introducing legal frameworks to address sexual harassment, real and lasting change require collective efforts from individuals, institutions, and society as a whole. First, education and awareness must be strengthened. Many cases of sexual harassment happen because people do not fully understand personal boundaries, consent, or what behavior is considered inappropriate. Education on sexual harassment should begin early in schools and continue in university and workplace. For example, universities and companies can conduct compulsory awareness workshops that use real-life scenarios to explain what constitutes harassment, how to respond when it occurs, and where victims can seek help. This not only helps prevent harassment, but also empowers victims to speak up. Second, reporting mechanism and enforcement must be improved. Many victims hesitate to report sexual harassment due to fear of retaliation or concern that their complaints will not be taken seriously. Therefore, the reporting system must be safe, confidential, and easily accessible, supported by firm enforcement against perpetrators. For instance, workplace can provide anonymous reporting channels and appoint trained officers to handle complaints professionally and sensitively. Reducing sexual harassment in Malaysia requires both prevention through education and protection through effective enforcement. When awareness is raised and victims are supported, society moves closer to creating a safer and more respectful environment for everyone.
To conclude this documentary, let us summarize the critical points we've explored today. First, we establish that sexual harassment is not limited to physical context. It includes any unwanted behavior, like offensive jokes or comments, that creates a hostile environment for the victim. Next, we look at why this happens. We found that cultural stereotypes and a serious lack of education are the main drivers. Too often, victims remain silent because they feel embraced or simply do not know their right. We also examine the consequence. The impact goes far beyond the incident itself. Victims suffer from severe psychological stress, anxiety, and a loss of confidence that affect their work and daily life. However, we also discuss solutions. We now have the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022 and the tribunal to help victims seek justice faster. We also learned that workplaces must stop hiding this case and that education is the key to prevention. This brings me to a provocative question for all of us. If you saw harassment happening right now, will you have the courage to speak up, or will you just stay silent to avoid trouble? If we do not solve this issue, the result is clear. Law will just be a piece of paper, and our society will remain unsafe for everyone. Therefore, I call for action. We must stop the culture of being ashamed. If you see something wrong, report it. Trust the one-stop crisis centers and use the laws available to us. I will end with this warning. If we continue to ignore this behavior today, we are actively building a future where our families and children will never be safe. My name is Yi Ler and my metric number is A203780. Thank you.